gal. Grass looks good, though.
They say that momentum's as good as your next day starter. You got to like having a guy like Chris out to start the homestand.
No, always. I mean, it's always good when he pitches. I kind of get excited watching him. And, yeah, so, we're looking forward to tonight.
You go out last night, score a couple runs in that first inning. How important do you think that first inning is? Because if you look at this year, the Yankees and the Phillies are doing what you guys did last year as far as scoring runs in the first
No, I think it's big. I think that might have been, the first time we had an early lead that whole road trip, really. And well, I guess the day before we did. But anyway, it's. I think it's good. I mean, I don't know what the recipe is for it. It's just one of those things that happens. But we'll take it.
Allows the pitcher to relax some, and you guys put pressure on.
Yeah, no, it's always good. I think just to get off the mat really quick, and yeah, like I say, I wish I knew what the recipe was for that. But maybe something starts happening again.
I asked a few players about this as well, but when offense is clicking throughout a game, how much of this, in your opinion, is mental and how much is physical of what they're seeing at the plate? Pretty
much all mental, I think, as much as anything. I think it's easier to go look into the physical aspects of it, but it's hitting. It's a mental thing. I mean, that's, when you're in a good place mentally and that ball's big, then it's easy to hit. But when you're pressing and fighting to make things happen, I mean, this game's a very mental game. I think there's a lot to that, and I think it's, when you get one guy with a big hit, and the next kind of takes a little pressure off the next guy and keep the line moving, so to speak, and that's all big, big things.
You called yesterday a huge win, so kind of going off of that mentality, just how does that help the confidence going into this new series?
Well, I mean, it was good yesterday. Like I say, we were kind of, searching, and I think it was a big win where we were in the road trip and just, with our struggles to score runs. I say we're not playing bad, we're not scoring runs. And that's hard. It's really hard in this business. But it was last few days. You see some individuals positives, and that's why it's when that thing gets flowing, it can be something really a lot of fun to watch. That's for sure.
What can you tell guys when you can see them pressing or trying so hard?
You can tell them. You can tell them all you want. I mean, I can tell them relax. Just like if you laid in bed and I told you to go to sleep, you'd probably sit there and stare at the ceiling all night. I mean, it's you tell them to relax. It's hard to explain in this. I mean, but we just, like I say, I know people get tired of listening to me say we're going to just keep working. And we are. That's what we do. We're going to do everything we can today to win the game today, and then worry about tomorrow, because I really feel that good things are ahead of this for this club.
Can it be, like you're talking about pressing and the mental side of it, can it be almost harder for guys that care the most, guys that...
Absolutely. You look at, the hardest mental guys I've ever been around are those guys that they really, it doesn't bother them. But the guys that care a lot and work the hardest and all, I mean, they're, that's why, them hardened guys are guys that are probably usually pretty successful in this business.
A.J. Minter and Ian Anderson, what have they been up to the last couple of days?
Ian Anderson, you said?
Yeah, and A.J. Minter. Yeah.
And Minter, yeah. He's going to throw some sides. The hip is coming along good, and it's just a matter now, I think, getting his arm going good. And Ian's progressing well. He had an up-down batting practice a few days ago. I know they had to take it inside because of the weather, and he's scheduled to go 2 innings. I don't know, soon. It might have been today or tomorrow even. I'm not 100% sure, but he's coming along. I mean, it's been pretty good. It's just a matter of building him up now.
So AJ's going to take a little more than maybe you thought it would.
Yeah. I mean, and most guys do. I mean, you hope to have him back at the end of the time, but it more times than not, especially with pitchers, when they have some downtime because they whatnot, then, you want to get their arm going and make sure. I mean, that's the last thing we want to do is rush him back, because when we get him back this time, we want him to be good for the rest of the year.
Anything else?
Okay, thank you.